What is going on, FFTV viewers? Champions League night. Jadon Sancho, Haaland. A lot of players today showing up, man. Yeah, I know we got Reeks today on the podcast. We got Shippy. Your one and only Sultan. We missing one person for today.
Yeah. Hold up, son.
Oh, we not missing something.
What is going on? I thought y'all was shooting without me and shit, right? Yeah. The views here, man. What's good, man?
So you know who it is now.
What up, man? We got Big Week.
Habib Jr. Yo, what's good with these gloves?
What's these gloves for, man?
What is this?
What's going on?
I don't know, man. Some Chelsea fans in this room had hella energy this week. Bruno. And they want to talk Rochester, but they quiet in the corner, man.
Oh.
And also, I'm really, these UK cats, bro.
Okay.
Some of them got hella energy, so.
No, wait, hold on.
bro.
Gotta come back out of retirement, custom made.
Yo, what do you...
No do-rag? What's going on?
A lot of people was hating on the Silky,
Okay.
so I upgraded. We
Heard
here,
you.
man.
Yo.
Heard it here, man.
Yeah, them
Let's
UK
get to it.
haters. What do you call them?
Who? Oh, the
Them
PP Rider.
Oh, the PP
my
munchers.
God.
I'm tired of y'all.
Shout out to my boy M. Honcho, man. In the PP, play the song, man. Play the song for M. Honcho, man.
Nah, put
Yeah,
thumb
yo.
on, man.
Custom made.
Sir.
Grant Worldwide. Floyd Mayweather, my name.
That's
Come
it,
at
man.
me.
For them chins.
Y'all know our energy. We keep that energy at 100.
Facts. New York,
But
man. We out
somebody-
here.
You coming with
Shout
that
out-
Haaland energy, bro.
Shout out
Somebody
to
who-
all 5 boys of New York. You heard?
That's a big fact. But somebody who kept the energy high, and I want y'all thoughts on this because this is a real difficult.
Fred.
But
He
we'll-
definitely kept
No. But we'll get to that because we shredded him at the end of this podcast. But we're gonna start off with the 19-year-old, the star of the night.
Yo, first
Haaland.
off, gotta dap you up, man. Because I thought he was going to flop.
I thought he was going to fly. Give me some too,
All
man.
right.
thought he
Wait,
was-
what
I-
is it? 11 goals in 7 games?
10 goals, 7 games.
It was.
Killing shit.
I ain't gonna lie.
He
it
bodying
was,
him.
It was off highlights. My predictions, so it could have went either way. But anyways, he's
No, but Sancho did his thing.
Sancho, honestly, so like y'all seen the game, right?
Yeah.
Today there was this one thing that really stood out for me from Haaland. Forget the goals. The second goal, beauty, just out of this world. You hear that sound of the net when it hit
Smashed it.
ball. Yeah, but there's one thing where Haaland's defending in the corner,
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
When's
Headed
the
ball.
header? This
Yeah.
kid has pace.
Yeah.
Kid,
He
she
ran.
the whole
Yeah.
field.
Bleacher report.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We watched the game.
Highlights. Nah, but I give it to Haaland and I give it to Sancho and the youngin from the American youngin too came in today, and he was
Claudio.
He wasn't like the
Yo,
man
hold
of
up.
the match, but
What
did
was
his
he again?
thing.
Gio.
Giorena,
Where is he from?
America.
Oh, all right. American soccer. Soccer. Yo, hold up. Chelsea spent how much on Pulisic?
50 something.
Too much.
Soccer.
Too much.
Yeah, he from Philly.
Yeah.
He a bozo, but
Uh-huh.
feel me?
Y'all
Shout out to
giving
my
us a-
Philly dogs, though.
Shout out for that 50
Yo,
mil,
he did his thing though. He did his thing.
No, they
And,
definitely did his thing.
But what y'all
Sancho
think of Dortmund? What you think of Dortmund's
First
performance
off,
today?
I mean, they're at home and they're definitely dominant at home.
Yeah.
The whole Neymar situation, I really hope to see Neymar, like, his personal life not to really affect his football career, because we had this conversation on how I feel about how your life and your choices and how you dictate that could really affect your football career. But all in all, he came in, he scored off the bench, and I feel like if he was starting, it would have been a whole different story.
For sure.
But they still got to go back to Parc des Princes, so let's see how that goes. But I mean, all in all, great game, and it shows you the young talent that Dortmund breed on, and how great of a club they are in creating talent, on scouting talents. You got 3 young kids playing, Sancho, Haaland, and Reina, and they're running that game. So
Ashraf Hakimi too had a
Ashraf
great
Hakimi,
game.
definitely a good scout, and we all knew at Madrid he had the great touch of being a left back, one of the best left backs in the world. Sometimes he could even throw him on the right. So all in all, great performance, but you can't. Second leg comes in now.
Uh-huh.
Everything now being at Paris, but it kind of, my thing is I was really rocking with Paris to winning this tournament, but by
They
the
didn't
look,
look.
like
They didn't look.
against a
dominant.
Dortmund side, you need to come in and be strong, tough, and hold your weight. But listen, this is football. You had Ajax in the semifinal, and you had Tottenham, which I would never believe made it to the final. So it is whatever happens. But good race, good game.
So y'all over here with I'm asking for some predictions. Let me hear your thoughts real quick first about the game today and what you think, how Dortmund performed and all that, and how Paris needs to turn it around or what they need to do coming into the second leg.
I mean, for me, I wasn't surprised.
Okay.
I wasn't surprised because you look at PSG's back line. Are they really tested every week? Who are they really tested against?
They were tested last week.
Oh, yes,
In
a
that
fact.
3-0
For-
game,
for-
and then
for-
4-3.
It was tough against.
But I mean, they
Rennes,
came
right?
in 4-4,
That's a
but
fact. But you know what? Like
Gail Kakuta reject.
Oh, fact, bro.
Flop.
The baller.
Bust.
But you're telling me like they come against all these not even average players. We're just gonna call them players in France.
Uh-huh.
They don't come against Sancho every week. They don't come against Haaland every week. They don't come against not like, even Reina is better than most of the players playing in France. So they got smacked. They just didn't expect what was coming towards them, man. I think Neymar came out with some comments.
Don't. I know exactly what comment you're gonna
Right?
say, but wait on that because I want to bring.
feel like that's been
I want to
leading
bring
up.
that up in a second because I think that comment
Yeah, bro, like
plays in a lot.
the whole Mbappe thing, not getting subbed off.
Yeah,
he's not
yeah,
happy.
yeah.
There's more to it than it's just this game, and I think they're out. I think they're done.
And Reeks, what do you think? What are you
Well,
thinking?
I think for me that's the biggest thing. If they get eliminated by Borussia Dortmund,
Bro,
Sheesh.
And then it's a wrap.
remember
I
we
think
talked
all of
about
them have to
flops?
leave then. Yeah.
We talked about flops.
PSG whole squad are going to be a
PSG
flop.
Yeah.
whole squad.
And I know-
Verratti looked like a flop with that nutmeg.
With that
No,
salad?
crazy.
And that's the thing, though. To
toast?
because you say you want to bring that segment up later, but that's why I feel like Neymar is a bit unraveling now because this is supposed to be him. He was supposed to deliver this trophy, and every year it's quarters, it's something. And imagine this to get eliminated by a team that you didn't even expect to make quarters.
Yeah.
Because as good as Dortmund in, they're not favorites.
Yeah.
So it's going to be crisis.
So Neymar today coming out with the press conference talking about he hasn't had the game time that he wanted, right? Do you think now that Neymar coming out of an injury, he should be in these games where he's playing the midweek and he's playing the weekend in the league and then he's playing the Champions League matches and maybe he's out of form? Or do you think Neymar is just not living up to potential?
Good
at
call by
PSG?
Tuchel. Tuchel, right? Tuchel.
Yeah, Tuchel.
Good call by him.
Tuchel.
Every round of 16, every round of 8, Neymar comes broken down.
Exactly.
So should I keep him healthy? Second leg at home. Boom. I keep him healthy for the quarters. Keep him healthy for the semis. It's finally going to be one Champions League where Neymar is healthy.
Mhm.
Every Champions League he has missed by
But
injury.
it-
So
to me, it feels like there's a lot of
come on, they got knocked out by
collusion.
Andres Pereira and Angel Gomez.
Right, but
Last
for
week.
me, it feels like there's so much collusion because it's like, imagine being the manager and now you got Neymar going to the press, and now I got Mbappe fighting me after every substitution. Like,
I think the
two
biggest
biggest
issue.
players.
I think the biggest issue that comes with PSG is there's no leadership. You got two big names. You got Mbappe,
Three.
who
Who
you
else you
calling
gonna-
the
who's
third?
third?
Cardi.
nah, Cardi's not.
I don't. No, but I'm
Controversial.
talking.
He's
No, I'm talking about
controversial.
like they were considered
Cavani.
top 5 at one point.
Right
for-
now, yeah.
So you got Neymar and you got Mbappe. These are two players who are world class. It's kind of almost putting. It's not very similar, but it's kind of putting two world stars like you putting like Salah Mane. You got Ronaldo, Messi. It's hard to compare, but y'all get the gist of what I'm trying to say. So you expect a lot from this team, but the fact that they come against these games and they don't even look like they're playing ball,
It's structure.
it comes down to structure. It comes
With the
down. There's no
Tuchel
leaders in
situation
the
and
midfield.
Mbappe, I believe that's something that should have been happening closed doors.
Mhm.
Should have been happening in
Not
the
Tuchel's
office,
fault
in
though.
the
It's
locker
Mbappe.
room.
That's
Yeah.
on Mbappe.
That isn't
Yeah.
Mbappe because at the end of the day,
Tuchel should have not dragged it. That's where he went wrong. Should have
I
let
mean,
him.
but
yeah,
let
the
me-
manager though, you got
Hold
to
on,
assert dominance.
He went and said, "Yo, good game." He felt some type of way. Let him sit on the bench quiet.
Mhm.
That extra commotion that he was trying to do proves that Mbappe is bigger than his job because he's trying to please Mbappe. Proves that Mbappe might be bigger than the club. So no, let him take his seat behind closed
Just don't
doors.
say nothing. Let him
Yeah.
sit.
And come at
Boom,
him.
behind closed doors, you don't do the commotion on national television. Boom, behind closed doors, you come sit down, you have the talk, boom, you solve it there. Next week, everything was fine. Mbappe had a 90-minute game. So that shows you Mbappe is power.
Okay.
Now, when you start feeding that and building it into a club, then that's where you have a United situation like Paul Pogba. And then
That's
that's
bad.
which
That's
is bad.
Yeah,
but
talk about that too
we'll
later.
talk about that later. But that's what you start to create. So, in my opinion, it should have just been deaded there.
Mhm.
It's at the end of the day, that's the coach and that's his job. That's the decisions he makes. And one
Can't
thing
fire
I
him.
got to give United what they're doing with Ole, the supporting every call
Every
he
move.
makes. So that's one thing you got to respect. Tuchel.
Well, here is the only thing I disagree on that point about. It's just the simple fact that.
Disagree.
But it's who it is.
Okay.
It's Mbappe.
Mbappe.
And that's the only reason
True.
why I have that question, because as a manager, you're 100% right. The manager is supposed to dictate the squad. If he thinks that pulling you out the game is the best call for the team, that's
listen.
100% right. But you're dealing with a special player. And I think the reason why Mbappe's tight was you guys are United fans. Was Sir Alex Ferguson taking Ronaldo out?
Yeah.
And that's the thing, because Zidane, Ronaldo's last year at Real, he was doing that, but Ronaldo's 33 years old. This kid is
He wants to play all the 90 minutes.
He's young, and as a football player, you don't really know when your prime is done.
But Enrique, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but they were up like 4-1 that game.
Yeah, that's
he was
the
out
thing.
like at the 80th minute. What else are you gonna sit there and do?
I think play him. I think because this is the only reason why I'm
Play
saying
him and
it.
get an injury and miss
You're
Champions
not
League.
you're not risking an injury at the end of the day.
You're risking. What if he would have got hurt?
Yeah, but what if you get hurt any game?
Yeah, but regardless, what if you would have got hurt that game? You go one against this
But
call.
the kid's mentally hungry.
100%.
what
But you're
I think, but
up 4-1 and the game is
but
about to
The
end.
thing is, you love that he wants to stay on the
100%.
field. You
But
love
The
that.
commotion should
Him
be
as a
there.
generational player and as a professional, he should have not reacted like
Yeah,
that.
he shouldn't have reacted
You never
that
see
way.
Ronaldo react like that. You never see Messi react like that.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
see the top greats react like that.
I think Ronaldo's
I've
a bad
seen Ronaldo.
example.
He's never done it.
We've seen
Yeah.
Messi even react like that too, 1 or 2 times. So we'll let this slide.
But
because
this is the second time with Mbappe.
Mbappe's
Yeah,
at
it's
a
not
young
the
age,
first.
but this is what really unsettles a lot of PSG fans. He's not going to last there long. But Mbappe aside, coming into the second leg, PSG not only need structure, they also need the captainship, and they need to set up the attack well. Because Dortmund, not for nothing, they ran that game for 70 minutes, but to let that go in from Mbappe, that was real bad defending, and that was a
Leaves them
typical.
with a chance.
That's a typical Dortmund thing, where they're playing great all
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
and they slip up 2 things, and boom, there's a goal.
That shows how young the team is.
It shows the inexperience coming in and stuff like that. But if Dortmund knows how to set up and just sit it back, or even just keep attacking off the counterattack, I could see them Dortmund settling in. And we seen today the champions of England losing to what? What place
Fourth
is it?
place team.
Is it? Are they in 4th place?
Fourth.
Tied
Yeah.
for fourth.
Tied for 4th place,
In
Atletico
Spain.
Madrid.
I mean, but it's
Keep
Atletico. It's
Simeone.
not like
Yeah,
Atletico's a
but
bad squad.
Atletico this season hasn't been really convincing in La Liga. So to see the champions who are 30 points almost.
Yeah,
gap
but they
between
spent
first and second.
120 million on another generational player.
He didn't play. He didn't play today.
I know,
But
they-
here's what a lot of people
they're showing
forgetting
you
with
where
Atletico
they're
Madrid.
standing.
And forget. It's not like it was
another
a lucky,
team bought Minamino.
It was forget it wasn't even a lucky game. They got bossed for 90 minutes.
They didn't have a shot on target.
They got bossed for 90 minutes.
I would say it was the defensive class, like a defensive
yeah,
masterclass.
masterclass.
That's the Atletico we know.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm just
That's
going to
the
tell you
Atletico
guys,
we
though.
know.
Do you guys know who's the highest paid manager in world football right now?
Simeone.
This is why Atletico is dangerous, because when you look at La Liga, and we always talk about Atletico Madrid always comes in third, their style of play very rarely will dictate in wins in terms of leagues, because they're such a defensive team. Most of their wins are 1-0s, 2-1s.
He's
But
very
here's
Jose Mourinho
exactly. But here's my thing, though. In a 2-leg series,
That'll work.
now they're up 1. They have a 1-0 lead going into Anfield. Now, granted, Juve, they had a 2-0 lead against Juve. Ronaldo hat trick gets them out.
Mhm.
Here's my thing, though.
You don't have a Ronaldo on the Liverpool
Exactly.
team.
I'm so now Liverpool's a
Yeah,
better
but Mane-
team, and you're going to Anfield. But I think Simeone's got to tell these guys, yo, we were 2-0 up against Juve. We still lost.
This
'Cause-
can't happen again.
Because this is my thing.
Against-
And we had this again because we had this conversation in the car. Liverpool won the league. But if you get eliminated in the round of 16 by Atletico Madrid,
That's bad.
what stain does it put on the season?
It doesn't. Because they
I
weren't
mean,
focused on that.
no. It does, and I'll tell you why it does. Because a lot of Liverpool fans are arguing this is one of the best Premier League teams to ever grace Premier League, right? Granted,
Which they are.
Granted, they are simply because if they go undefeated, nobody's ever done it. But there are
Ew.
teams that have won the Premier League, won the Champions League, and won the FA. So now you have to keep up to that. You want to be the greatest.
They're
Premier
not.
League
They're not
team.
going to be in that
They're not
class.
going to be
Exactly.
that.
You're
They're
not-
not going to be that.
Yeah, you went undefeated, cool, Invincibles. But what else did he win? You just won the Premier League.
You know
So
what?
it's at a point. You want to prove you're the best team in Europe, which right now you're held at that standard. You got to win everything.
You know why they
Simple.
don't care? Because
Yeah,
they won it
they need
last
to win
year.
a treble.
They won it last
need to
year.
win
But a team,
No, they need to win
United,
the treble, though.
trebles, Barca, treble.
Bro, there's only
Inter,
certain
treble.
teams that there's how many teams have won the treble?
But
One or
listen,
two teams.
listen.
You guys and Inter
They blew the Premier
and
League.
Barca.
Barca.
All right, but they
And
blew
Bayern.
it.
There's those 3 teams.
Bayern
they-
won it.
But listen,
When? Wait,
They won the treble. The
Oh, yeah.
2015.
City won the quadruple, no?
no,
I'm not taking that.
They didn't. They never.
Last show here. I'm not taking it serious.
Yeah.
But to your point, the Centurions, right? You got the Arsenal Invincibles. Let's say this Liverpool team wins. They're going to win the Premier League, and they win it in historic fashion. They're going to be only compared to
that
historic
city.
Premier League sides.
Right.
Yeah.
If you lose to Atletico Madrid, you're not considered Pep's Barcelona.
Oof.
No.
You're not in that class.
Great
You're
point.
not even in the Mourinho Inter
Not the
Milan
99
class.
United.
Not the
Not the 99
not
United.
the 07.
And not the Jupp Heynckes Bayern Munich.
No.
Yep.
So
No.
And to bring it to you, so the second leg you talked about Atletico coming into Anfield. A lot of typical reoccurrences with Liverpool have been a really static midfield. And watching a couple of Liverpool's games, you find when they come against these notable games in particular, Wolves home and away, Norwich away, the midfield just looks kind of lost at sometimes. And we've seen Liverpool multiple times this season just nick that last minute goal, especially against Norwich, where just Mane, the moment of brilliance, boom, turns it, scores the golazo. So it is really difficult to come against a Atletico Madrid side who's well drilled in defense.
Just
And
as
now-
workaholic as them
And
in midfield. At least.
mind you, Atletico Madrid could have had one or two Champions Leagues within the last 5-10 years.
yeah, the 2 finals.
And the only reason why
Ronaldo.
was Ramos and Ronaldo.
Mm-hmm.
So do we have a dictating player in that Liverpool squad who can completely change the outcome? And do you think somebody from the midfield could even help them?
Listen,
You
they
know-
came back. They came back against Barca 4-0. So
But you know
can't
who
count
you
them
credit
out.
that to? We said not player. Klopp is going to be the main
Klopp
guy
is going to be the
but
deciding
but
factor.
this is
The
You've
way
seen
he
him in his
sets his
post
team up,
conference. He's really
he's
really
ready.
confident.
He
but
ready
this
for
is
that
what but this is why I don't want to compare the Barca, because it was Klopp, Valverde.
Yeah.
Now it's Klopp, Simeone. Simeone is just as much as a
But
masterclass
that's why he
as he
said
is.
if who's going
Valverde's not far off the top though.
Bro,
I don't
you're
think
talking
he's,
about
he's not
Atletico.
Simeone level though. We're
He's
not even
nowhere
like
up
you know.
there.
He won more than Simeone.
Simeone is
He won more than
He was
Simeone.
gifted. He was
Nah,
gifted
don't
a
do that.
squad
Yeah,
though.
bro.
He was gifted a squad, and we seen what
Simeone was gifted money. You had Griezmann.
He's gifted Messi. Anybody
he
gifted
sold
with Messi,
Griezmann and got Joao Felix. I don't think that's really
Listen.
gifted.
And
as a
here's my
transfer.
thing.
Yeah, but he still had a squad. He
Joao
still had a
Felix-
He built
squad that
he
won a
built
Champions League
he built
final.
that squad. He built
He
that
won a
squad.
squad.
All right,
This-
what's more notable? What Valverde did in his couple years at Barca, or Simeone winning the league that year? Simeone.
Yeah, I think
Who did
it's
Simeone
two
have
different.
that
It's
year
two
he
different
won?
brackets.
Two finals, two Champions League finals. That's
He had a team though. Just
But
don't take away from that team.
Omar, what's your predictions though? I want to hear predictions for both Champions
Both
League
legs?
matches and how they're gonna end for Liverpool and how they're gonna end for Dortmund.
I think Liverpool's gonna come up with the win, even though I really not trying to be biased. As much as I do fake, kind of want to see them lose. I'm just being realistic.
Okay.
I would love to see.
Who do you
Atletico
think will be
win.
the notable player who's gonna change? Who's gonna be the one to completely change the dynamic of the game?
That Liverpool
Is it
side.
gonna be Klopp like he said, or is it gonna be a particular player in the field?
I mean, I think Liverpool's gonna come out to win, but I think
Okay.
in my opinion, it's gonna be the energy that whole team has.
The
stadium,
Anfield
I think
energy.
Anfield- I
Forget
think the
that.
stadium's
Forget Klopp. Klopp drills them a certain mentality to have.
But
But
tactically, don't think he's gonna do something.
every player
different.
shows up when it's time. Trent
Okay.
shows up when it's time. Robertson shows up on time. Virgil shows up, and I ain't talking about my hoodie on time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So
Shout out to Virgil. Now that
I
I ain't talking about my hoodie,
You
man.
naughty for that.
Yeah, I know.
So Shippy and Reeks, let me hear your
Made you
outcome.
think?
PSG though, PSG.
Oh, yeah.
What you
PSG
think?
Dortmund.
What you think about PSG? Well, I think. I think it's over for them, bro. That's what I really think,
It's a
man.
wrap. All right.
Because
So
they look
Reeks,
at this comp. I hope they win. Yo, that's I
kind of want them to go.
I
through
mentioned
too.
that today.
PSG.
Three teams
Because
I would love to see
I
them
just
win.
want to see them get over the line finally.
No,
But if they keep
three
messing
teams
up,
I would love to see win the Champions League is Juve, of course, because my love to Ronaldo. But listen, whoever wins, shout out to them. Congratulations. I definitely would say Man City, even though I'm a United fan. That's the last thing I want to see.
Nah.
But listen, Pep, you got to show respect. That team works hard. The band that they're going through, it's something to lift the spirits, and I'm all about positive energy, man. And then
Third.
3, I definitely want PSG, bro, man. And I think
Okay.
Neymar and Mbappe definitely.
So
win.
Shippy and Reeks.
Give it up. They
Shippy
can both.
first.
What you think? Now you gotta ask him. What you think?
Shippy.
For me,
Shippy.
Dortmund's going through.
Dortmund's walking up.
What you
Okay.
think?
And what do you think about Liverpool and
Liverpool, honestly, I think Simeone's got it on lock.
Okay.
I think Simeone's got it.
So
I think Liverpool's going to blitz them first 15, 20 minutes, but I feel like they can withstand it.
Okay.
Partey had a ball today.
Reeks.
So here are my predictions.
Here's his
I-
predictions.
This is I think Atletico Madrid is gonna get the job done.
Okay.
And the only reason why I say it is because I have a hard time believing Simeone is gonna go back to back losses, winning the first leg.
Okay.
So I think he's gonna learn from that. The Paris Dortmund game. This is what I'm gonna say. I think Paris is gonna go through because I think this is their season.
Okay.
I don't care if they win League One, they won't even be happy with that.
All right.
But here's gonna be this is gonna sound crazy. if Dortmund wins this series, now I think the conversation starts saying, is Haaland going to be one of those generation players?
Bro.
So wait, before
Because
let me throw in my.
You're
my
talking
opinion,
Mbappe.
He's doing the same
Yeah.
thing.
So I'll throw in my prediction real quick because you had a great point. I do think Atletico Madrid is gonna proceed on to knock Liverpool out solely because I haven't seen Diego get knocked out in the round of 16, and he's gonna set it up where he's gonna play defensive and he's gonna play that counterattack, and that team is well drilled. I just can't see Liverpool breaking them down. The second thing, I do think. All right, so I do think that, like I said, Atletico Madrid goes on. I think the reason why Dortmund goes on is because, like you said, I think Haaland is a generational talent, and it's very hard to judge it because it's so early in the season. But the impact that he's having in Dortmund,
Can't deny
the impact he's having at Dortmund, you can't just like walk by it. So I think Haaland is going to be the reason why they proceed to beat PSG, and you can probably kiss Neymar and Mbappe goodbye in PSG this summer.
Both of them,
And they're both leaving.
Both leaving.
So that's my two predictions. And
One's gonna go back to Boston, the other's gonna go to Madrid.
yeah, for sure. But to bring this topic at the end though, Haaland 100% is a generation of talent, and he is. It's not like one of those Batshuayi things where he was just performing in the league. This guy's scoring wonder goals. That second goal was a beauty.
You know what's crazy? And it's not just because he plays at Dortmund, but he's like a fusion of Lewandowski and Zlatan, because he's got the finishing of Lewandowski, but he's got the size of Zlatan. Like, he's huge.
But he's pacey too.
He's quick.
And he's real pacey.
Quick.
And he's real pacey.
I mean, I haven't. This kid's scary. If he gets Dortmund into the next round,
though.
Igalo, first touch, almost scored.
What a way to transition. What a way to transition. No. We're not talking about. We're talking about it right now. We're talking about right now. No, seriously though.
Manchester United.
What's up,
All
man?
right,
Your energy was high all week, boy.
Yeah, but Batshuayi energy was even higher.
Word.
Missing
Like 6 chances.
Yo, no,
Restrict his comments.
No.
My son, I wanted to comment, yo, bro. It's okay. I couldn't even comment, bro.
Yo, but honestly.
What's your energy now, bro?
Listen.
Pay up.
Shippy, like, let me hear your thoughts, bro. Coming from a Chelsea fan, the third L to take in the same season by Ole, who's considered one of the worst managers in the league by everybody else right now.
Every time I look at Ole, I want to smack him because it's like, all right,
Alhamdulillah, man.
I'm gonna give you my.
Inshallah football.
We started playing Inshallah football, bro.
I think really what it
football.
comes down to is he's practically a kryptonite. When it
Low
comes to
key,
when it
bro.
comes to Lampard, he's
Yo, why is it? We came into this game thinking I seen your lineup. I seen Bailly. I was like,
We talked before this game.
what?
United's lineup was looking way better.
It was.
Yeah.
No, it was. But I saw Bailly and I thought they would attack him.
I
He
mean,
just
listen.
came back from fitness. Go for him.
But
And they
how
did.
does Bailey come
He came in, he
back?
was the best
Man of the
defender.
match.
Let's look at it this way. Let's look at it this way.
This
is what I want to hear. I want to hear your thoughts.
I want to hear. All right.
No, I just want to hear what
All
you
right.
think you could have done
So-
better.
Yeah, for sure.
And
There's only one or two things we could have done better. Finish our chances that we had, and I
Get
mean,
a damn
and
striker.
hold on, before you even say it, list the laundry of everything that went wrong in that
All
game
right.
for you.
Okay.
Because that's a
And
long list.
we can all universally agree that Maguire should have been sent off, right?
100%.
We couldn't all agree on that,
100%.
right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Do we think the Zuma goal should have been chalked off? Seeing that Fred made the first push.
It was a
Yes and
touch.
no. Yes and no.
It was this.
As
Did
Poqueta
it
makes
lead
the
him
most.
into pushing Brandon Williams?
You know what it is.
As he dragged it.
You know
There's
what
a
it is.
difference between touch football and boy, let me body you.
Is that what you think?
I think Brandon Williams made the most out of it, and for that reason.
But as he OD'd,
he did what he had to do, because as Poqueta, he felt the push,
He felt it.
and Brandon took it. He's like, all right, word.
So fair
no,
enough.
but there's a
But
difference.
Aspilicueta felt the push, and he was like, whoop, pushing the person in front of him. It's two different things when you're using two hands, and I've seen multiple times where people have got dragged down by the shirt.
Goal
There's a
should've been
nudge.
chalked off. Goal
Yeah,
should've been chalked. That's
I
what
think the
should've been a
goal. I think the goal gets chalked off because
Should've
Brandon
been a goal.
Williams could get that ball.
Should've been a goal.
Aspilicueta
Aspilicueta
heads that
could
right.
have got that ball.
He gets the ball. He heads it right back
got
to
pushed.
Zuma.
He
He
got
heads it right
pushed.
back to Zuma.
And you want to know what's the crazy
Nah.
thing about it? There's still so much more that went wrong for Chelsea. The Conte injury.
Conte going down. I don't know if you guys
Has
know
he
this.
been out?
Martinelli
They said
would have broke him
anything?
anyways.
Have they said anything about Martinelli?
Remember when he broke him
on
on
yeah.
tail?
What do you think? How long is he out for?
It's his groin, so he's definitely out for Spurs this weekend.
Okay.
Lucky.
Other than that, other
Maybe
than the Zuma getting chalked off and Maguire getting the red,
I want you guys
The
to peep
Giroud
this.
goal?
This is how
The Giroud
goal-
goal? Offside.
He's offside. I'll give him that. He's toenail offside. He's size 15.
it sucks.
Look how
It
big
really
he is.
sucks to be like as a Chelsea fan to see that, but it's offside.
But I want you guys to peep something. So, do you remember a couple minutes before your first goal, Wan-Bissaka, great cross, I'll give him that. You remember the play with Martial? Christensen had to go off. when he got hit
Yes,
in the
yes,
face.
yes.
You know he broke his nose off that play.
Oof.
2 minutes later has to come on. Is he human nature? You just broke your nose. Are you gonna head a ball?
Come in for the challenge.
So it's like, what else can you just broke your nose. Now the next play that comes in, you have to challenge for a header. Obviously, he's gonna score a great goal.
I would take my L.
Not other than
After you broke your
crazy.
nose.
no. Other than that,
Put the gloves on, man. Put the gloves on.
We've
What's
seen.
up?
I mean,
Put the gloves on.
you seen Vidic do it, bro. Broken nose, jumping.
Yeah,
head
but
first.
that's a different breed.
Yeah, but
It-
That answers my question.
Yo, different
real,
breed,
real
different
funny
breed.
though. I mean, real serious. Beautiful cross by Wan-Bissaka, and this
He impressed me.
throughout
He
the
impressed me.
season, he's been improving his attacking outlet. A lot of critics coming.
I'll
at him
be
for
honest
that.
with you.
He wasn't the best right back
To
on the field,
me,
though.
to me,
Reece
I
James.
thought Reece James was.
Reece James is an
The
absolute
thing
monster,
is,
but he does not. I don't think he makes it to Euros over
that
Wan-Bissaka.
game, all you have to look is his stats. He got an assist. Reece James didn't. I'll give it to him.
yeah, but at the end of the day,
and he shut down that right side.
Reece James is an ox, though. My son's an ox.
Facts,
He's
bro.
different, bro. He's
Bro, the
built
kid's
differently.
class.
My
They're
man's
two different
18
players.
looking like that.
Everybody's talking about Tammy, Mason, Tomori. He's been our best young player
He's
this
gonna
season.
be your right back for a
Next
while.
Exactly, and I was telling you how crazy is it that your captain is a right back, and Lampard was like, "Yo, we're playing you at left, so the kid can play right back."
Facts. What's Emerson and Alonso looking at him like, yo, bro, like, you know I'm lefty. Like,
Yeah,
can I
they're,
play?
they're not coming in. They're not
Y'all
coming
not-
in.
Shout out to Reece James.
But,
shout out to Bissaka too. Like he really did his thing that game.
Oh,
My
what'd you
boy
think?
Aaron. Now, you know what I think?
What up?
When as he tried to get in his face, my son really let him know. what's
Yo, I
good.
never seen Wan-Bissaka
Yeah,
get
my son, the Kawhi Leonard. My son, really the Kawhi Leonard of the Premier League of United. That's my boy, son. Son literally sized him up. Yo, good shit, boy.
Under
Now,
21s.
I don't want to see another thing. Lampard.
who y'all got?
I do not.
Carvajal?
I don't.
Yo,
He's won trophies.
I don't
one
wanna-
D's.
Bro,
Bought him.
I don't want to see Batshuayi ever play for Chelsea.
I need,
this
this is
season
my
for
thoughts.
the rest of the season.
Let me break it down for
Oof,
you,
that's
based
tough.
off of
I
me.
don't want to see him.
Fred had a great game.
100%.
He's been having a great season.
Fred has completely
Play
Bailly,
amazing.
my son.
My son was-
my
Cruyff
son.
turn-
you
Cruyff
see
turn in
that
the
play? He
box.
was
Yeah.
dancing in the
Cruyff
box.
turn in the box.
Shout out to Africa. My son let Maguire do his thing. So that was also another great game. I love that 3 defensive line. Plus, you give the opportunity for Shaw to ball and to Williams to ball because they actually play very well together. 2, bro, we all forget the main
Nah,
man.
you're not
Bruno?
forgetting it.
Bruno.
Bruno Fernandes.
My
bro.
man is dirty.
He was great.
Change
Come
it.
next game, we
Change
taking
it.
an L.
Nuts.
But my son does his thing.
Bro, he didn't break a sweat.
No,
He didn't
my
sweat.
son, the cross he gave to Maguire.
Yeah.
The whole game he
He
had
picks
done
out.
nothing wrong.
We've seen the multiple passes.
The
picked out
post,
to
the woodwork
Martial.
he hit off the free kick. He shows you he's that
Game
different.
changing.
So
Game changing.
can Ole keep his job? I think.
Well, but here's the thing, though. I
The
think,
signing, that's what I was mentioning earlier. The signings.
But
always
here,
made.
here's my thing though with Chelsea, is that when you look at United's trio, it actually works perfect.
Which one,
for
midfield?
Midfield, yeah, midfield trio. It works perfect for Bruno because he can dictate, and then he knows behind him you got two steel player, and Fred and Matic are gonna go in for
Mind you, not
tackles.
even. Look who's coming back. Who's
Scott
coming back?
McTominay.
McTominay.
Take the
So,
position.
but here was what the thing was with Chelsea. Chelsea has 3 midfielders who individually are great.
Mhm.
Now, granted, I've always said this. I think Jorginho's a good player,
Terrible.
but is he worth putting Conte in a position he's not naturally fit for?
That's
No.
what we got to start thinking about. that.
Conte should be holding. He should be in front of the back 4. Kovacic was great.
beautiful.
Whenever
game.
this guy gets the ball, and I always tell
he was
Darryl
skinning
this,
a lot of players.
he can literally get the ball from your center back,
Would you take him
dribble
back at
past
Madrid?
3 guys. He couldn't get in that midfield, but he could dribble through 3 guys. And he's already in the final third.
Right.
So I think he's
He stays.
undisputed for Chelsea right now. They need another 8. Now, is that Loftus-Cheek if he's healthy?
Ziyech.
Do you go? Does Ziyech play the 8 next?
He plays.
Mason,
He
got
plays.
Mason Mount.
You play.
I
you
like
play,
that breakdown, cuz.
That was fact.
It's the
It's
breakdown.
just
The breakdown
Jorginho
is
for
perfect.
me.
I think Jorginho gets pulled out. You put Ziyech right in front of Conte and right in front of Kovacic. And the reason why is you got a box-to-box midfielders on both of these players, but they also have defensive attributes. We've seen Kovacic play in the defensive
he'll
line, on the
tackle.
4 and
He'll
the
get
back.
back, he'll tackle.
So he has those defensive attributes. You've seen Conte
Damn,
up and
that's a
down
lot,
the field.
man.
Now you got Ziyech, where he comes in and plays that same thing that Bruno's doing.
Put some
That
respect
thing
on
you're
man
missing,
Georgie's
just
name.
that little spark. That the thing United was missing. We were missing that little spark. Now Chelsea gets the spark. Now they just need to finish.
And here's
We
my
need to
thing.
fin- honestly, that's really what went wrong on Monday. We just
Well, you
didn't
need to finish.
We had chances, we didn't
But
finish.
here's my other thing with Jorginho. And again, I'm not saying he's a bad player at all, but I feel like people have this fascination that Jorginho's kind of almost like the second coming of Xabi Alonso.
Nah.
But Xabi Alonso will put in a tackle. He was physical.
Yeah.
Jorginho, yeah, he looks good with the 1-2s and he can hit the long, but there's no steal.
Yeah. So at the
There's
end of
no
the day,
steal.
Chelsea's setup was just they got
No,
it wrong.
no.
They got
I
it
actually
wrong, though.
disagree. I thought
Personnel. It's just personnel.
it was the personnel because I was watching that game. We all watched that game.
Bossed it, bro.
Chelsea absolutely.
No. You can't say they bossed it.
We
They
didn't
had a
boss
good
it.
game.
They felt comfortable.
They had
though.
a but you,
First half.
You've seen United.
They had a good first half, a terrible second. half.
Not for nothing. It was both teams. They were.
Why are you
comfortable.
smiling like that, boy?
I mean, it was open.
I see
In
all
the-
34-year
in
teeth.
the first half, Chelsea had
Yo,
more
that's
clinical
why
chances.
I don't want to see you again.
But the second time, we had Fred coming in on goal. We had Bruno coming on goal. Martial coming on
they
goal.
had chances. But
We were clicking much better
the
second
game-
half too.
The game would have been so much more comfortable had we put those chances. What we put 2 of those 3 chances that
You
Batshuayi
dragged
had,
it like it was like crazy chances.
It's crazy chances.
Nah,
But
I wouldn't know about crazy.
bro, there was a chance Pedro put him in. He shanks it wide. The chance where I think somebody pulled it back to his left foot. Shanks
There's
it
one
wide.
play
Really
he
busted,
orchestrated by himself. You're taking a lot of credit from the guy.
Which one?
You gotta understand,
Bro,
you know,
but he's a 9.
He's a
no,
9, bro.
But you know whose biggest fault is that?
Who's? His.
Lampard.
Why?
My man hasn't started in like months.
What,
bro.
Tammy?
What I tell you about Giroud
What
though
that
coming in?
mean?
What I tell you about Giroud coming in?
Now, I mean,
And this is where I think Lampard takes it wrong because I
You
called
gotta
it.
put
I agree.
experienced players.
I
Now.
agree.
Not experienced players. He did right having Batshuayi play most of the game because
what-
your link-up play, what he wanted, he got right.
He's
It was
mobile.
just
He
a
can run it
final.
behind.
But
But
that's
now
what the plan
coming in,
was.
That was the plan. So the plan was right. The player couldn't execute. Now you're a manager sitting in the seat. You see the player not executing.
Change
I
it
got an
up.
experienced Giroud who will just sit there and take the balls and bury them in the net. And the first ball he gets, he buries in the
Yo,
net.
you see how good that header was?
Beautiful. So at the end of the day, Lampard gets that wrong
Yes,
for
he
not subbing in Giroud earlier.
Lesson learned.
And then you could have changed the whole game.
But it's not his style of 9, though.
I understand.
He
But
doesn't- he doesn't like a
he's
guy with
right,
his
though.
back
If
to
you
basket.
See it's not working.
Change
You gotta
it.
change it.
You got to change
You
it.
think
gotta
Tammy
change
would
it.
have been different for the game if you was
Yeah,
there?
bro.
For Batshuayi
Nah.
position, yeah.
He's
But
always a
we've
better
seen
finisher,
Tammy
it's
in the
clear.
first game too, missing chances. Tammy at the end of the day, yeah, better finisher. He has a lot of goals this season, but he's number 1 in missing chances at 16 chances.
No,
out of
but that
everybody,
chance
bro.
where Aspilicueta cuts it back and Batshuayi butchers it with his
Puts
left.
it out to the wild.
You,
left.
I would have to think either Tammy or Giroud puts that away.
One of them.
So to wrap up that game, I think
Credit
at the
to
end of
y'all,
the day,
though.
credit to United. We did get lucky at some points, but I thought we had a great
Earned your luck.
game.
You earned your luck.
The thing is now, Pogba, if he comes back, which I really highly doubt, because this agent talk like
I don't know, I wanna
Riola
ask
all
you
over the
guys that.
news.
Do you want him to stay though?
Personally, I don't mind Pogba leaving. I understand he's a world class player. It's gonna hurt, but if we're bringing in other players like Grealish or Sancho,
With that bread.
then why am I worried?
Yeah.
I want these players who come in and performing. I don't want a Pogba who's sitting out and out of 3-4 seasons, he's only playing 20-30 games in total.
But you want to know what's crazy? Sorry to cut you off, it's not even a Pogba issue.
Yeah,
It's-
so-
I think
alright.
United just wants to get rid of Raiola at this point.
At that point, and I don't blame him. Raiola, and he had a interview. I don't remember the guy's name, but I'll bring it up. And he had an interview with Riola, and he was just bossing him, bro. Like, as an agent, you shouldn't be communicating with the club like that. You play for the player, right? You want the best for the player, then you just talk to the player. This is the thing, though. Paul Pogba's brother comes out talking about Pogba wants to leave. Raiola coming out, Pogba wants to leave. Pogba, silent.
So
Why are you silent? If you want to leave, right? You come and address you want to leave, right? If you have other players coming,
that's his answer. That's
No,
his answer though.
if
Silence is his
no,
answer.
silence is not an answer though. You
But
come
let
in
me-
and address
But
it.
let me play devil's advocate. But what if Pogba knows if he publicly says he wants to leave? Play out this scenario. Ole says, "Oh, you want to leave?"
He wants
I
to
bet.
keep the fan base.
No, not even. Ole says, "You want? You want to leave? I won't play you for the rest of the season." Now, does France select him for Euro 2020? If he doesn't play,
Nah.
Knowing
I
the
mean, Pogba
midfield
walks
France
in.
has,
I
Pogba
don't think
walks
he is
in.
gonna play for the rest of the season. I don't think he is.
I don't
gonna
think
play.
he's
and
not.
France will still call him up.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah, he
Man,
will.
get him fit.
He's a world class talent, bro.
He's doing his own
He's a
thing.
world class. Not at United right now, but he's a world class talent. So
He's probably training for the.
No, but yo, he's world class. What's he shown? I don't
honest-
know. I don't.
No.
if
No.
I-
No,
Well,
but
I'm not
if you
taking
get
credit away
Juve
from Pogba.
Pogba, if you get Juve Pogba,
I'm not taking away credit from Pogba. He's a great player. He's gonna go to another team and he's gonna perform. But for United, I sit. Call it a day.
My
He did try to
my
do his
thing
job.
I
on
think
Pogba.
Juve makes so much
Yo,
sense.
I love Pogba so much.
I love him too, but
Forget his personality.
Just let him go.
So player wise,
Him as a person, him as a player for United, I would love to have him on my team.
yeah.
Now that the team is starting to click, now that Ole is getting his signings, now that you see the difference Bruno can create, it's probably gonna cause Pogba a lot of freedom. Come back, Rashford, get healthy. Next season, you buy a striker. Not for nothing. Shout out to Igalo. Came on the pitch, mad happy.
Joe almost scored.
Almost scored. That would have been a crazy debut.
Nice connect play.
That would have shut up the critics. But listen, like first touch, you actually got in the box. That's his job.
That's exactly
his job was to get in.
Hold up, pass and connect.
Of course, every other episode I roast, and that's my job. I love to roast, and that's what we New Yorkers do.
Igalo!
I love to roast. But at the end of the day, would I love Pogba on the team? 100%. But everybody's replaceable.
Yeah.
That's in life in general.
Well, let me ask you this, though. As United fans, what's a realistic deal that... Let's say it's you.
Grealish and Sancho.
No. I'm
to
saying...
sell Pogba either to Barca or to Madrid or to Juve, and we're getting at least 100 mil.
Nah, you ain't getting.
We're 100%. We're getting 100 mil. You're not getting less than 100 mil.
They're gonna put on him a crazy price tag.
Yeah, you're not getting less.
So everybody they know we're not playing.
Yeah, how are you gonna understand?
I'm telling you,
you selling Joao Felix for 120, and you're
it's not Hakim Ziyech you're buying. Yeah. He thinks it's Hakim Ziyech you're buying. I need you to take a chill pill, bro.
We're not talking about the price
tag.
Yeah,
and it's not an 18-year-old from like the slums of the favelas.
Mind you, I'm sorry for cutting you off. Grealish, who is rumored to be United's #1 target this summer, 80 million.
Yeah.
80 fucking million for Grealish.
But here's my thing, though.
You're not getting 100 mil for Pogba?
But here's my thing. It depends on who you're negotiating with.
Pogba wins the titles.
Hold on. Let me tell you this. If Ed Woodward's dealing with Barcelona, I 100% think you will get that fee. Because I think Barcelona is an absolute shambles.
We're getting the fee from Madrid and Juve too.
You're not getting that from Madrid. And you're definitely not getting that from
We're getting
Madrid.
it from Perez 100%. And we're running his
PSG
pockets. Just like when y'all tried to buy De Gea and the fax printer wasn't working.
But let me ask you this, though. We're still going to pay 100 mil.
What happened with that fax printer?
After Valverde?
They didn't fax the paper
Oh,
to the
yeah.
end,
Yeah,
and
you
De
don't
Gea
need
got
that
his transfer to Madrid like 2-3 seasons ago got canceled, and
Over a fax.
United publicly came out and said,
But you're forgetting that was De Gea at the top of his game.
I understand,
This
but
Pogba
They had
ain't-
agreed to deal.
Yeah.
the deal was agreed.
it was a
The facts came out
The
to the
fax
deadline.
didn't came out past the deadline.
He was-
They did it on purpose. The fax printer wasn't working.
Facts.
Wait,
All
I never heard this. So they agreed to sell.
How'd
De
you
Gea.
never heard this?
You never heard of this?
Damn, I'm
Bro,
sold.
yo, he was
Deadline
sold.
day.
He was
sold.
What year?
2015.
Yeah.
Bro,
Sold.
I know the story. So 2015 deadline day, De Gea's Perez is obsessed with De Gea. Why? Because this is before Euro 2016, before the World Cup. He thinks De Gea is the next
Casillas.
He thinks he's the next Casillas. So Kaylor already gets his champ. No, Kaylor hadn't won his Champions League yet.
No.
Because 13-14 Casillas was the #1. Deadline day, they get the deal done. United delivered the fax after
Past
the
the
deadline.
deadline.
Past the deadline.
Who United did or
Yeah,
United did.
On purpose.
And after that day, and this is why I'm also saying it, can you recall the deal that United and Real have done together since that? No.
But the thing is, United and Madrid never did some scrubby little low-end
It's always
deals.
big deals.
It's always some big high-end deal.
Beckham.
So realistically, you're not going to sell somebody to United right now. And the only high-end deal I could see coming in would be Pogba.
But this is the thing, though. I just don't understand why people would think that Real is an option because
Because
unless
y'all need
he's
him.
French.
Y'all need him. You go give out. You want a title, right?
Name me. All right, so
It will literally be to sell shit.
Who? Cruz?
I'll
Cruz is
tell
not
you-
getting replaced?
No, this is my thing.
Oh.
Modric too. This is my thing.
Yeah.
Like the minute if Real don't win the La Liga, for example, because now the title race is short, or if they don't the Champions League, if they don't win Champions League, if they don't
comes
get a
in.
trophy, his automatic response is go get me Paul.
Yeah, 100%.
but why? I mean, listen.
You got Zinedine Zidane, bro.
That's
French
the only way I
manager.
can see it. If Zidane's like, no, I need this guy. But
That's what I'm saying.
here, but
Freaks.
this is my thing though. In
And he kept the
2020,
speculations calm.
But in 2020, I'm letting you know right now, if we play a midfield trio, which we are, 2 spots are locked.
Between
Valverde, Odegaard. That's a lock.
And now you got Pogba in front of them?
But that's the thing. Is Pogba coming in to sit?
Bro,
Valverde's an
Pogba's a
8.
center attacking mid.
So
He plays
we don't
center
need him.
You don't need Pogba. He could play center defensive mid. He could play center mid, center
but
attacking
no,
mid.
but that's
He's
my
better than
point.
Valverde, and he's better than Odegaard. So not taking Pogba, you're not winning a title.
He's that much better than Valverde.
He's better than Valverde.
on his day.
Maybe
On
maybe
his
the
day.
price tag.
100 mil better than Valverde?
No,
Bro, you want to win a title?
Valverde's
Reeks,
free.
you want to win a title?
We're
You
about to
pick
win a
up Pogba.
title. We're top
La
of the league.
Liga, La Liga. You about to slip it off.
But Pogba won't be the difference of a Champions League.
Yes, he will.
No, you
Yes,
want to
he
know?
will.
You want to know the only way you could tell me?
I love this.
No,
Chaos.
The only transfer that would happen that I'm like, okay, Real's winning the league, the Champions League, is if Mbappe comes in. And then this is my thing. If Mbappe comes in, that's a total overhaul because then Hazard would have to go the other way.
Yeah. I mean, yo, if like we'll see how that ends up panning out. But last topic of the day, City. City.
That's a lot of crickets.
Yeah, nah, what's it called? City versus I mean not City versus
Hey,
whatever.
fans is crickets.
City Champions League
Fans is
getting
plastic.
canceled out. Getting canceled out.
Listen, man, I really feel bad for them.
I don't.
I don't.
I
Yeah,
don't.
for what?
They deserve it.
For what?
But,
I love chaos.
This,
Feel what?
if you love chaos, you should feel good. I think
Them idiot thing, brother.
Yo,
That's all it
this is
is.
gonna
All
set
that
a
like
standard.
idiot.
This is gonna set a standard for every club, and I think that's where we gotta wrap it up because I think
Bro,
that's
I'm telling you, UEFA,
Shout out to Austin Wenger, the only one who
UEFA
followed that rule.
UEFA is a joke. They're gonna appeal it. It's gonna go through the courts.
they're not gonna cancel the appeal for this next season though. I don't think City gets an appeal.
They're gonna
for
win.
next season.
City, I feel like City's gonna win.
Nah,
City's gonna
what
win.
Champions League?
City,
No, we gotta end it now. I'm not being on the podcast.
No,
with you no more.
they're gonna win the appeal. They're not gonna get 2 years. Come on, they're not gonna get. 2
I think they
years.
get a year at least. So we'll
But
see.
they
how
could,
that
but
ends.
they'll live with that because
Yeah,
now
it's
it's
a joke,
easier.
bro.
It would be easier to convince
The
your
joke
players.
thing in it.
Yo, but they getting dropped to league too soon.
Bro,
They're not getting Champions League. They players leaving. Pep is leaving. Talk
we're-
about, oh, I'm gonna stay. No, you're not staying.
We're
He's
They're gonna have a
lying.
new Manchester City,
I just-
Salford.
Yo,